Hi, I'm Gunkle, and today I want to talk to you about the curse of knowledge. And as a subject matter expert, you're probably going to have to deal with the curse of knowledge at some point in your life. Basically, what the curse of knowledge is when you have so much information and so much knowledge about a particular subject, more than most other people do, that you forget what it's like to not have that knowledge. And the problem with this is that when you're trying to communicate something to somebody and you don't remember what it's like to be on their level and not have all of your knowledge, is your message is going to get lost on them. They're going to probably ignore you, or at the very least not understand what you're trying to say. And really what this means is you're not going to make as many sales and you're not going to be able to help as many people. Now, of course, there are a few things that you can do to help overcome this curse of knowledge. And the first thing that you can do is to really understand your audience. So if you're going to create a piece of content like a video or a podcast or write an article or even go give a presentation, make sure you understand who your audience is and how they understand things, and even some of the words that they like to use. Because the more you can put things in their terms, the easier it is for them to understand what you have to say. The next thing you want to do is find somebody who is less knowledgeable about your topic than you are. And then what you want to do with them is do a dry run of your presentation, or have them read your article, or whatever the content is. Have them review it to make sure that you're communicating effectively and that you're communicating clearly and on a level that anybody can understand. It's usually at this point that I go looking for my wife and she goes running the other way, because anytime I'm putting out content or giving a presentation, she gets to sit through it, and I feel bad for her, but she's a saint and it really does help me out to make sure that my message is getting across the best that it can. Next, don't make any assumptions about your audience and their knowledge. Go into it assuming that they're starting at ground zero. So what I mean is spell everything out. If you're using any acronyms or anything, make sure you spell those out so that way they're not having to guess what something means, and keep everything as simple and straightforward as you possibly can. One thing that I like to do if I'm in front of an audience or if I'm face-to-face with somebody is I like to ask a lot of questions. Because the thing is, most people aren't going to ask for clarification. They might feel embarrassed, they might feel like it's something they should know. So I make sure I ask. I tell them we're in a safe place. I ask them if they know about something, and if they do, I know I can skip over it. If they don't understand the concept, I can explain it to them before going any further, and then by the time we get to the end, I know that I've communicated my point effectively. Another thing to keep in mind if you're in front of a group or if you're face-to-face with somebody is to pay attention to their nonverbal cues and their body language. These will be a dead giveaway if they don't understand what you're saying. Like I said, they may not ask for clarification, so by paying attention to their body language, you know if they don't really get it, and you can come at it from a different angle and make sure that they understand what you're trying to say. One last tip. Pay close attention to the questions that people do ask. I find that a lot of times my presentation gets a lot better after I've already given it to a couple of groups and they start asking me questions. So I can take those questions, incorporate the answers into my presentation, and the audience gets more out of it because they better understand what I'm trying to say. And of course it makes me look smarter, so of course I want to do that. So to sum it all up, the best way to overcome the curse of knowledge is to focus on making your audience feel smart. If you can do that, then you know your message will be communicated clearly, they're going to understand it, and they're going to want to listen to more of what you have to say. I hope this was helpful for you, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Also, I'd like you to share with me what you're doing to make your audience feel smart.